What do people look for in heterosexual attachments? This question is often answered by sociobiology, which refers to the study of the biological basis of human behavior. Theories related to sociobiology argue that behaviors in animals have evolved to maximize reproductive success, that is, passing their genes to the next generation. In the context of human beings, men and women subconsciously behave in ways that raise their likelihoods of reproductive success. People always seek spouses who are physically attractive, especially fit, because it is an indicator of good health, as well as reproductive fitness. Evolutionary biologists argue that standards of beauty are more biological than they are cultural. There are people's personal preferences, as well as cultural differences, when it comes to picking mates, but there's more consistency with biology. Ever heard the common phrase beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder? Well, as it turns out, that's not entirely accurate, at least based on research, even though it is socially acceptable. Some sources suggest that people from different cultures generally agree which faces appear to be attractive and which ones are not. Other sources suggest that the consistency in determining which faces are pretty and which ones are not appears early on in life before the cultural assimilation of the standards of beauty. The specific aspects of the face that count when it comes to attractiveness include symmetry, averageness, and sexual dimorphism, that is, feminine traits in female faces and masculine traits in male faces. These characteristics signal good mate quality, especially good health. Attractive mates, with attractive meaning healthy in biology, provide both direct and indirect benefits to an individual. Direct benefits include reduced contagion risk, while indirect benefits include developed genetic resistance to certain diseases and good overall health. Some studies argue that there are massive cultural and historical differences surrounding mate selection. For instance, men preferring younger women is reported to be gradually fading over time, evidenced by the fact that men preferred younger at rates way higher in the past than they do now. The parental investment theory developed by Trivers suggests that gender differences in parental investments influence decisions surrounding mate choice. On the one hand, since it takes a relatively short time for a man to get a woman pregnant, and sperms are easily replaceable in the event that sexual activity doesn't result in pregnancy, it is in the interest of men to constantly seek good childbearers. On the other hand, a woman gets pregnant, stays pregnant, and spends a great deal of time nurturing the offspring to self-sufficiency, a phenomenon that makes women picky when it comes to who they sleep with. The pickiness in this case focuses on not only finding the best genes, but also finding a man who will offer parental support in the event that sexual activity leads to pregnancy. Seeking a supportive partner means that women have to date men who are older than they are, because of the increased likelihood of having a career, job, or some form of stability. Men seeking fertile partners to enhance their reproductive fitness means that they have to date younger because women's menopause sets in quite earlier than theirs. In seeking heterosexual relationships, men perceive women as sex objects, while women perceive men as success objects. Of course, one is more of a problem than the other as in modern societies. Jealousy serves a protective function for enduring pair bonds that increases the survival rates of both partners and their offspring by shielding rivals from one's partner. Based on what men and women go for, sociobiology accurately predicts that women are more jealous of an attractive rival, while men are more insecure about more resource-rich men. Males and females have evolved sex-specific rival-orientated mechanisms through which they respond more or less automatically to those rival characteristics that have been important in sexual selection in our evolutionary past. Part of the bond that is sought to be protected through jealousy is facilitated by falling in love. The process of falling in love culminates in deep and intense emotional feelings that are an evolved function that ascertains strong pair bonding that protects the family unit. In other words, love as an evolutionary device ensures that couples stay together for long enough to nurture their offspring. The existence of deep and true love, especially towards children, could explain why people are so hung up on social exchanges, that is, the rewards and costs of being in a particular relationship. Sociobiology remains controversial due to the difficulties in separating culture from biology. For instance, women in egalitarian societies are more likely to prioritize physical attractiveness in men, even though they don't give up the whole resources thing. Some studies suggest that stressed men prefer women with heavier bodies, evidencing the adaptation of preferences based on environmental variations.